You're listening to The Cultured Bumpkin, a literature podcast with Jake Phillips, where we present audiobook quality readings of the classics for your enjoyment. Thank you for stopping by. And remember, just because you're a bumpkin doesn't mean you can't be cultured. Hello and welcome to The Cultured Bumpkin. Today we're going to read a little John Milton. Now, old John, that's what I call him, old John, was born in 1608. He died in 1674. He was a giant of his century and is second only to Shakespeare in English poetry, according to a lot of people. He wrote Paradise Lost, which is a classic in English, and a lot of other stuff. He was a great thinker. He was very intellectual. And today we're going to read a poem by him on time. It's actually called On Time. And it goes like this. Fly, envious time, till thou run out thy race. Call on the lazy, leaden stepping hours, whose speed is but the heavy plummet's pace, and glut thyself with what thy womb devours, which is no more than what is false and vain, and merely mortal dross. So little is our loss, so little is thy gain. For whenas each thing bad thou hast entombed, and last of all thy greedy self consumed, then long eternity shall greet our bliss with an individual kiss, and joy shall overtake us as a flood, when everything that is sincerely good and perfectly divine, with truth and peace and love, shall ever shine about the supreme throne of Him to whose happy making sight alone, when once our heavenly guided soul shall climb, then all this earthly grossness quit. Attired with stars, we shall forever sit, triumphing over death and chance and thee, O time. Wasn't that good? On Time by John Milton. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't. Hope you'll leave a review and tell a friend. Thank you very much for listening. You've been listening to The Cultured Bumpkin, a literature podcast with Jake Phillips. Thank you very much for listening. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed this, would you mind going and subscribing and leaving a nice review on whatever podcast platform you heard this on? I would really appreciate it. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.